Well, obviously, on the weekends, and plus because it's like a 2 day break, there's obviously a little bit of backtracking, and then it'll go right back to it tomorrow for 3 days. So the news people already know, because God makes them do it, what they're supposed to be reporting on. They can interview these beings and see what they're saying, find out about cancers, the effects of being exposed to ionizing radiation, and just keep reporting about why we're being nuked. It's the same as it's been. Right, it's one of those things where it's your frustrations are clearly understood by me, but your goal isn't met. You can't just keep bearing off into other things because you're frustrated. Right, if you feel like you're going to flip out and stuff, then you need to take a break, not create more distractions. That's all. Right, it's just you were told that you're being nuked because you have a hostage here in the United States of America. So you would think you'd want to do something or anything to find out how to stop that from happening. Yeah, you just go. Just these thoughts and ideas that everything's inevitable, blah, 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 blah. I know you just go, whoa, that's definitely a God sent delusion, but it doesn't make a lot of biological sense. That's why it's got to be a God sent delusion. So eventually that will be broken. God will take you out of that delusion. So, right, you're only going to just go, yep, I guess we're all going to die for so long until God tells you to stop doing it. He's not going to tell you to go to war. It's really not that difficult. I explained it all. Right, you have a kill zone. You have a very small population of problem people. Right, you go, what does this problem with people storming into housing, if it's free, have to do with not a person having no income? And now, again, the SNAP food card, that has nothing to do with it. And it's another admittance of how sick they are. I mean, you're willing to bury your children in the ground because there's people who shouldn't even be breathing breath anymore. Just, you need to change your ping. That's why we're burying our children today, because you need to, Mary Lagore needs to change who she's pinging. I don't know, man. I don't think I'd be accepting that as a reason why my whole family has to die for the rest of the transition. But maybe you're part of the group of people that are just going to die, and then your house becomes available to me. I have no idea, because that is just madly insane that you would just allow that to go on. But I explained how you can do it without disrupting all the services, and it's just still not happening. So that's got to be a God sent delusion. So yeah, it's just clearly more difficult for me because I'm not fucking batshit insane. 13 years, you haven't tried one action to see if it works. So it's clearly that action. Yowza. What time is it now? It's a little bit early to sit down. It's only 1:30. So what am I going to do about lunch? I think I'd rather boil some pistachios. And the rest, I don't have that many dried cherries left, but I have plenty of raisins, but I'll probably use the dried cherries. And then because I did walnuts yesterday. Yeah, I don't know if I can stomach it every single day like that. Like, yeah, I'm glad to have it because it's clearly an unsalted nut, so it's better than nothing. Yeah, I don't want to sound like a complete. That's not what I mean by it. It's sort of just like talking to myself. Walnuts are like the one of the few. I shouldn't say it's the only one, but it's like one of the. It's not something you just grab handfuls of. I mean, Al's mother used to do it. She had a whole container like this big of walnuts in her living room, like where they watch TV, and I was like, it's almost a wonderment she didn't lose weight, but she clearly was eating other stuff during the day. Morbidly obese, yeah. You just go. I remember when I saw it, I just thought it was an odd thing. Nothing else in it, just shelled walnuts in a huge container in the living room like popcorn. I was like, whoa, okay. Someone likes walnuts. Da, 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 da. I don't think it's a coincidence that she was up in a wheelchair and wheeling around and talking and drinking coffee. Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. Nope. It's because we had a 2 day break, even though it obviously is kind of still going on or whatever. It's just not as bad as it's going to be. Yeah, just a reiteration too. Like whoever actually set up this lockdown, they're clearly in some kind of delusional state that God is in control of, right? Remember that guy telling everybody they're on a lockdown and stuff, and like people were not even leaving their houses and stuff? This person is still on it. I know it's been 4 years like that. It's a primate behaviorism. Yeah, you just go, what would that have to do with people talking to me and me talking to people? It doesn't. But like when you're ill, yeah, you just do 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 do. Yeah, so like I was saying, they're doing a slightly sort of like they're reverting a little bit back into like all the opposition and stuff. I was thinking about it last night, just the Donald Trump and the Nikki Haley stuff. Something happened to them where they just decided this thing with this female. They're completely obsessed with her, and you just go. First, they got rid of that Kevin McCarthy guy that I didn't even pick out, by the way. It's just they presented him with some black guy, and I go, not a chance in fuck. No more black people. And then all of a sudden, they decided he's not going to be the House Speaker, and everything was all set with Ron DeSantis, and then all of a sudden, they did it again. They cannot stop doing it. So you go, I'm kind of done with all that, right? Uh, yeah, like as you noticed, I paid attention to it briefly when you had her and Ron DeSantis, and I explained it to you. Even them appearing like that on a stage, you could tell that that would make a good political thing, right? And then just like Trump Pence, and then all of a sudden you go, now he's not running. Okay, we're done. It's just indicative of everything that's going on, and it's God explaining about the Antichrist. Right. I get the whole thing about Trump, and you go, he's going to be able to go 4 years doing that. Okay, then what is her? What is that? I just go, really? Yeah, just, how does that make any sense anymore? I know, you just go, what the fuck is a Trump Haley? I know, anyways, just, it's not a music fest. Nope. It's not a music fest. So anyways. In some respects, you do. You go, thank God for Mary, because these people are just. You people are supposed to be world leaders. What the fuck? A music fest? Right, and still won't stop doing what they're doing. It's not a fucking music fest. Nope. You can't have a hostage here on this fucking land piece. I'm sure all of those people are done fucking talking because they're not me. Right. They're busy fucking killing you. That gives them something to do. They're riding the fucking machinery around and shit again. They're not like this. You could tell they had enough of it in 2022. Just, we are fucking done with this. Right. That's why you were told you weren't on a stand down order anymore. That ended in 2022. So everything's different since 2022. So even these people that think we're on a fucking perpetual lockdown, hey, if that's what you folks need to do while you're being killed. I understand some of what he does with her because she was watching the TV and she says it too. That's what she says when I go to cook food, but she's not doing that anymore. She'd be like, aren't we on a lockdown? That's what they think it means. That's why they won't stop shutting off my fucking food. And then what happens? Right? We're not having a war. You're going to have people screaming and killing each other in the street over a fucking SNAP food card? No. You're just being put down. It's just like I said, you're not some old woman in a fucking house in High Park, Massachusetts, not affecting anybody's lives except for the two people she's living with. Okay, that's the difference. Probably. Say that you're a person, I don't know if you're in an area right now that's having a nuclear bombardment. I don't know if you're in an area where that's happening, but if you sort of like watch this, if you're in Massachusetts right now and you watch anything I've been doing, I guess probably for the past 2 weeks, and you like laugh or whatever, and you don't go like that to bore a person and go, how are you staying so calm? Yeah, just, you're definitely not my species because whatever it is that's going on, you interpret it in a different way. Right? You just go, the winter we just had here, that's never happened that I recall. And I grew up here and I've been here for 11 years, not 11 years, 13 years. Right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you looked at records over the past, 300 years. I have no idea. I'm not going to attest to that, but just, um, We had no snow, and it's Massachusetts. You just go, that is. We literally had like 3 inches of snow here the whole winter. Right. Because I walk in the snow, so I know. You had a couple of times it was snowing, but it didn't even accumulate. You had one time where I went to Memorial Field, only one time in the whole winter. And that was not even a whole bunch of snow, if you remember. I don't know, man. What was that, like 3 to 6 inches? It was not a lot. Right. And you just go, because there was people at Endicott State too. I saw all the footprints. So you go, I remember at the food pantry before, they're like, oh, yeah, hopefully we'll get some snow this year. Whoa. The other thing I've noticed too, and I don't know if people are just sick and tired of it all, or they were led to believe that everybody was given an income and they have no idea that you then shut off our incomes. Because there used to constantly be donations at those donation bins. And ever since I've been back here from Quincy, there's literally nothing. So I would say that they were told a complete fucking lie that we all got incomes. No, we did not. Okay. Oh, yeah. We got incomes and then they shut them the fuck right off. That's why you're being fucking nuked. Benjamin Netanyahu told you that. You just go, I don't want to hear any other fucking thing out of people's mouths. Just, right, because I don't know what the fuck they thought Kamala Harris isn't a real vice president. She said the internet. What does that mean? Why don't they just tell us? That is telling you. They stormed your fucking capital. You don't have a fucking capital anymore. They told you that January 6, 2021. So now a person on the other side of the planet is telling you. Anyways, yeah, I have to. I don't want to do that though. Thanks for the suggestion, but I really don't want to turn into those things in terms of trying to cope because that's not how my life functions. Right. But I guess I am at this point. Like, it's not really, yeah, that would be the most bizarre thing to say that you're grateful you don't have children anymore because, yeah, but they're not children anymore, anyways, and I don't even believe they're living anymore. But they would all be adults. Right. They would all be adults. So it's like obviously different than explaining to a child that you're all going to die. Well, I guess what's happened is that we as a people decided over the course of 13 years to keep ignoring what was going on with the Virgin Mother and refuse to just somehow fix this and running around this, that, and the other, and them, they, and them, they. And so God has explained to us through that we're all going to die. We have to transition into another form of life, and we probably shouldn't have birthed you. So, more candy corn? I'm probably wicked fucking hungry too because I didn't eat dinner last night. But I would say a lot of it is just the whole environment of everything that's going on. It's like that. You feel like you have a need to just keep fucking screaming. That's why I never give into it. I've been through all that. That's why I advise people. I would advise you to try to do something to avoid doing that. You will literally scream like that until you see shooting stars. And like, if definitely, if you have to resort to doing that, don't do it on camera. Don't do it anywhere where they can view you because they get off on it. I went through that whole thing where God had me literally doing it, making videos of it, doing it on a live stream. They sit there watching it. Yeah, they're just wicked sick. They're restrained too. It's like an animal that's being restrained, and so their brain matter tells them that they enjoy doing that when they. That shouldn't make any sense. So. Yeah, like I used to get like that when I went too many days without taking a walk because it's so much stress. So I just did jog walks yesterday. This is like kind of my day off. Like Friday, I walked to the store. It's been a while since I did a long walk, but sometimes I feel like because of what I do, right? It's like I'm sort of like I can like sense that people are clearly. Oh yeah, I wanted to look up the stuff about the weather. Let me check something. So, anyways, I put the chicken in the oven, so it's 150. Well, it's like the chicken breasts that are sliced wicked thin. It's probably a amount to about two chicken breasts, but it's free food, so I got to at least cook that. So that's probably going to be maybe two meals, and then I might just put that in a container and cook the hamburger for my food today. And of course, it's leaking all over the place. The one time I put something in a cooler, it leaks. I defrosted at least two of those things last week, and none of them leaked. I know you go, what the? So I'll have to clean that shit out after I take that thing out and start cooking it. But I gotta cook the chicken first, so it's not gonna take a long. Maybe like 2:30. So probably about, I would think by 4 o'clock I'll be able to eat. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna bother with the pistachios and shit because I want to be able to have. I gotta cook the hamburger and eat that, and then I'll probably have fruit with almond butter later. Oh, that's right. I have to eat that fruit thing. Yeah, I gotta eat that today. So it worked out fine. Life is so weird right now. Like, it's probably becoming kind of like this, like a big switch around, where in 2011, my species probably seemed like there was something wrong with us, and we were all like out of it and stuff because God was protecting us. That's why we were caught up in. And it's like disassociations, and then as the disassociations are going away, you can see how mentally ill the other species is. Right, and you go, whoa, yeah, just like they're like out there, man. Yeah, like the ones that don't have complete, like obvious brain loss, they're clearly in the beginning stages of it. They are like just all these weird things they keep making up as a reality and stuff. You go, well, the good news is that those corn muffins couldn't have been too bad because I ate a bunch of them. Because I was like, oh my god, they were probably like, yeah, we're gonna have corn muffins, and then I figured I was gonna go down there and they were gonna be burnt, and I was like, all right, well they're not burnt, but I mean you gotta think about it. They do get dried out when you overcook them. I was like, you would think so, but I actually took a shower. Stop messing with it. All right, I guess I'll probably relax a little bit now. Check the news. That seems like a lot of laundry already, but I'm due to do jog walks tomorrow because I did her stuff, and I probably need to rotate. I should, yeah. I did a bunch of her stuff yesterday, but I didn't put it in the dryer. So I don't think I'm gonna need anything else out of there today. Yeah, because I'm not doing that today. I didn't sleep on this thing though. I ended up putting this on the floor last night. I was like, nope, I'm not waking up with a sore body like that. Mm-mm. No thanks. I might. I'll probably get into some sort of giggly mood with trap music when I finally eat because I'm probably like wicked hungry, like I said. I gotta cook the chicken first. I suppose I could go down there and just because the chicken's in the oven. By the time I gotta make sure it's enough time for it to totally cook. I don't know if it's gonna take that long to cook what I'm actually gonna eat. I guess I'll shut this off right now.